A very good Sunday to you. Today is the 29th of September 2024, episode number 38. And this is on spotting trends using Heiken Ashi charts. If you like me and you've been used to using the Japanese candlestick charts, well, today will be an interesting session. I'll spend next couple of minutes to talk about Heiken Ashi and how I use it specifically, and I'm going to run through a couple of charts with you. And I'm a retail trader trying to improve myself by creating videos like this. I trade on Bursa US and also the futures crude palm oil. And a quick disclaimer, a very important disclaimer: this is not by no means a recommendation to buy, sell or hold any positions in any stocks. I am a retail trader. I am new to this. I've been doing this for 1 year plus now. My channel is about 1 year plus. And also, to add to this disclaimer, if you are interested in trading, you must read this book called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. A very important quote here is that we really can't know exactly what to expect from the market until we can read the minds of all the traders who have the potential to act as a force on price movement. And that, my friends, are not a very likely possibility. So I'm RyugenTrades on Moo Moo. You can follow me on the trading platform Moo Moo. I'm RyugenTrades there as well. I post not regularly but often enough on some of my trades, so you can follow me there as well. So Heiken Ashi, so this is used mainly to spot trends, whether it is up, down or sideways. But rather than me talking about everything you need to know to understand Heiken Ashi, I'll put a link in the description below of where I learned it initially. This is a YouTube post by Trade Prime. They have a 10-minute video explaining exactly what Heiken Ashi is all about, how to decipher what the candles is telling you. So please watch that video. It's a must-have. You can watch it before or after this video. I'll leave it up to you. So enjoy. So my thoughts on using Heiken Ashi. There's 5 things I'd like to talk about. Number 1, if you've watched that video, you would understand that it is actually a cleaner, easier chart to look at and spot trends, whether it's an uptrend, downtrend or even sideways. And from my personal experience, well, you got to stick to your preferred time frame. For example, if you are used to the 15-minute time frame, use it to enter and exit, and you would only use a high time frame for confirmation. So if you are using 15-minute, you would probably use the 60-minute candles for Heiken Ashi to confirm whether it is a bullish or bearish trend. So like any other indicators or charts, not everything that we believe is true will work. So it's not 100%, but all it gives us is the additional edge or higher probability trade. So bear in mind, you still have to set your stop loss in case the direction goes against you. So moving along, today I'm going to cover 4 charts in TradingView to see how Heiken Ashi works. And the first stock I'll be covering is BHP Group. It's part of the mining sector. It's listed on the Australian Stock Exchange, and this is inspired by a recent conversation I had with a family member who's based in Australia. And yeah, so that is BHP Group. Following that, I'll be covering AirAsia X, which is listed on the Bursa here in Malaysia. So that will be an interesting one because I did complete a trade on AX recently. Also, I'll be covering Baba. This is Alibaba, listed on the New York Stock Exchange, also using TradingView. And finally, a look into how Heiken Ashi will also work in the futures market, in particular the FCPO calendar spread, which is the Bursa Malaysia derivatives. So if you would have spotted now, using Heiken Ashi doesn't restrict you from trading a particular instrument, so you can trade on whichever instrument that you are interested in, or even whichever stocks, whether it's in whichever country. The Heiken Ashi chart will work the same. So let's move on to the trading view as we go through the first chart of the day, which is BHP. So BHP listed in the Australian Stock Exchange. So I've got two charts, left and right. So on the left we've got the one-day chart using Heiken Ashi. On the right we've got the one-day chart using the traditional Japanese candlestick. So the first observation you would see is that the trends will appear very clear, and number one will be in the Heiken Ashi charts you would not see any gaps. It is smooth, it's smoothened out because it's basically average bars. Compared to the chart on the right, you will see the gap ups and the gap downs all over the chart. So I don't know about you, but for me personally, having the Heiken Ashi is a bit of a nice way to look at charts, because it has a calming effect of not showing the extremes of the movements, which is part and parcel of the stock exchange or any markets that you're trading. The volatility is where money is made and lost. But the good thing about Heiken Ashi, it shows the pattern of on trend continuation. Now I'm just going to zoom into the recent couple of weeks in September this year, 2024, and you will notice how the move started when the first two green bars appeared on the Heiken Ashi chart. And if you were to look at the Japanese candlestick, you may have sold, but actually in Heiken Ashi it is basically showing a market pause rather than a downtrend. So it continued upwards. Let me show it a bit clearer. You will see that the green bars continued with small wicks at the bottom, and the last 4 days the trend showed very long green bars without any wicks. And what is also good, you see the yellow line, price is trading above the 9 EMA, and if you look at the volume also is significantly higher above the moving average as well. And all this signals a higher probability trade if you were to enter a trade. So if I were to zoom up using the weekly, let me resize this so that you can see better. No, in fact, let me just close it to one single chart, and you would see for BHP it is obviously a large cap stock in the ASX, and since 2016 at the low of $13, it has slowly moved its way up, and you will see a nice uptrend. At that point it did break below the trend line, but it basically respects the 200 days moving average pretty well. Until recently it did drop to the $38 mark, and recently now it seems to have a couple of signs of breakout. Price has broken below the red downtrend line, and one of the key factors is there is positive sentiments in the mining sector, particularly also due to the recent stimulus announced in China. So that is a positive for the Australian mining sector, I would presume. So if you are a technical trader, well, this will be a good sign for you to probably look into a long position for BHP. I will zoom in now to the hour chart. Now let's zoom into the hour chart so that you see at the Heiken Ashi will work in different time frames as well. And for the hour chart, you look at last week's price action. So usually for me personally, it will be a buy. If you're looking at the green candles, normally a buy will come in at the third green candle and is showing without any wicks at the bottom, and you will ride that all the way from around 40 to all the way to 44, and that's almost 10% gain in 1 week's time. And Heiken Ashi works perfectly in this scenario. So moving along, we look at the Air X listed on Bursa. So this trade I took with a profit of over 20%. And if you look at the daily chart, actually it's not the most exciting chart for many months. It's been on a constant downtrend until recently. You will notice it has bottomed out around 120, 1 ringgit 20 cents, and since then, although it's basically on the sideways movement, until recently in late September, and that's when the volume picked up. You'll see the volume bars suddenly spike up, and this is where the magic of Heiken Ashi comes into play. At the third bar, I entered around 136, and I held all the way until the first red bar, where it signaled to me it was a pause, so it could either go up or go down, but I decided to take profit since it was around 20% gain in a couple of days, within a week. In hindsight now, looking at it, it was a pause, but it continued up. I think it hit a high of 177, 178, close to 180, but that is the nature of the market. We don't know what's going to happen next. Now BABA, so similarly, normally I wouldn't take this kind of trade because the price actually gone up significantly. So this was a 10% gain over one day, 2 days I think. Bought it day 1 and sold it on the day 2. So again, similarly, Heiken Ashi gave me confidence to trade this particular stock. So Alibaba, the third green candle again, actually signified a buy, but I didn't pick up on this until the 25th of September, the smaller green candle, the third from the right, and that's when I saw the volume picked up, and it was an opportunity to buy into Alibaba. And of course, at this point in time, the news of the positive sentiment in China began to filter into the market. And if you look into the daily candlestick using the Japanese candlestick, this will be what you see. And I don't know about you, but again, it's pretty difficult to anticipate the type of movement and how far it will go just based on the traditional candlesticks, and that's for me at least. And if you look at the weekly point of view, so the next price resistance for Alibaba, everybody will be looking at this $120 price range, and that is right smack also near the 200-day moving, in fact the 200 week moving average. So this will be interesting. So it's currently at 107, so there could be still some room to move up before any pause. And finally, we look at the futures crude palm oil. So this is using the trading platform called Nova. So again, this now for futures, each instrument actually trades a bit different. So futures, for the calendar spreads, you will see the green bars and you see the red. So this, and the nature is normally a rise in the, is an uptrend, it's clearly an uptrend. And for me to trade this particular type instrument using this kind of chart is to buy on the pullback. So you will see there's a lot of opportunity to buy at the pullback. Every time it goes up, it will pull back. So, and when will you start to buy again? When the green bar appears, and that will be the buy signal. So yeah, so you will see that so far, so I made some money on this particular trade as well, on the calendar spread. So it's all about understanding the instrument, understanding the charts. Have your chart time put in, and you will be more familiar with how each instrument trade and moves in a particular period of time. So that's all the chart time that I have. So I thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video has been helpful in you understanding Heiken Ashi. So have a great trading week ahead. Thank you and see you again.